They are not professionals. Look at the poise, the confidence, the chutzpah, the style, and that smile. Did you love it? I could see cameras click away, and I don't think there was any less than any other beauty pageant or the Miss India contest that they have. I think it's just great that all of you are here to cheer these beautiful women who made a choice to walk the ramp and in such style. Now in the next couple of hours, we will get to know who among them will be crowned the Cherish Queen. And like I told you, they will be walking away with some special prizes, including a free delivery package in Dr.Malathi Manipal Hospital. But besides that, we also have 3 categories of people who also walk away with special goodies: Cherish Beautiful, Cherish Enchanting, and Cherish Charismatic. We will know the results in a bit, but like I told you, there is a very interesting panel discussion that begins maybe in the next couple of minutes, and that is advice, bunking of common myths about pregnancy, motherhood, breastfeeding, diet styles, what have you. So keep those questions ready. Let's get to listen to the experts in a little while, and I'm going to be inviting, in fact, the panelists and also Aarti to tell us that we are ready. Aarti, are we ready to go with the panel discussion right now? Yes, so I get the signal from her, maybe in the next few minutes. Meanwhile, of course, cherish every moment and think about what the world would be without mothers, if there would be a world at all, that is. With that thought, let's get ready for the panel discussion in a few moments. Chief Obstetrician at Dr.Malathi Manipal Hospital, Dr. Jyotsna Madan. Welcome to the stage, ma'am. Dr. Gayatri Karthik, HOD and Chief Obstetrician at Manipal Hospitals. Also Dr. Bharti Rajana, gynecologist and obstetrician at Columbia Asia Hospital. Poet, writer, journalist, columnist, Anandita Sengupta, welcome to the stage. Yes, that applause could be bigger because these are, of course, those who bring in precious lives into this world. One of them reports about the issue, and we'll find that and discover a lot more things to be learned in this panel discussion. Welcome to everybody, but before that I need to have the audience permission. Are we ready to start this program, this part of the panel discussion? Are we ready? Not until I hear more people. Well, could be a lot better. Maybe what we would do is even request those who are in the seats there to try and come in the front if that makes it any better for you. And like I said, we would be having a Q&A session that you can address to all our experts on the stage. My name is Vasanthi Hariprakash. I'm an independent radio and television journalist, and it's my privilege to be talking to all of you on the panel here. To explain to the audience how this discussion will flow, initially I'm going to request all our panelists to spend a couple of minutes on their thoughts about the topic, which I will introduce right away, and then we can delve a little more into their area of specialization, plus the questions that you want to ask each one of them. Dr. Jyotsna Madan, on my extreme right, Chief Obstetrician at Dr.Malathi Manipal Hospital, a very, very busy lady. In fact, even as, I think every doctor is in one sense, but especially a gynecologist and obstetrician, even more, because even offline, women are wanting to be in touch with all of you. Yeah? So, may I request for a couple of more mics if they are around, because I'm going to pass them on to our guests here. If somebody can just pass on another mic, that would be great for this side. Otherwise, of course, we will make do with what we do. It's really good that you think more than one person cannot talk at a time. In the industry that I come from, television, everyone has to talk at the same time. Yeah? Yes. So Dr. Jyotsna, I would like to start off each one of you, if you could tell us, what are your thoughts on this whole thing that we have a little fuzz around it, pregnancy, motherhood, and natural birth, which is also the special focus of today's discussion.
Good morning, one and all. Yeah, the topic is going to be very interesting. Probably the way Vasanti is going to conduct, or she being the moderator of this panel discussion, makes it a difference, because she has been more used to it than we are used to talking to the media, since she comes from a background of journalism. Okay, now coming to our topic, obstetric practice. What has happened over the last 1 or 2 decades? At least I would say last 1 decade, there has been tremendous change, unimaginable change that has been brought about. It's not that there weren't women who were not delivering earlier. They were delivering, but then lot more awareness has come over with the public. Lot more awareness, improvement in the medical facilities available. Lot more conditions can be picked up. Lot more better treatment can be given, unlike in the past. And more important is the awareness, and it's the media probably which is making a role in that, and also availability of internet and emails and all these has made patients more reachable to their doctors, or doctors are more reachable to the patient rather, unlike in the past. And also coming to the other facilities which are available, certain anomalies, certain things which can be picked up, and better facilities can be provided, and even the pain of going through the labor also to certain extent can be alleviated due to the advancement in the obstetric practice. And as we go on with the proceedings, probably she will come up with more questions and they can be answered.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jyotsna Madan. In fact, I would straight away get into the topic for Dr. Bharti Rajana, because you are somebody who has, whose special interest area is in what the West more knows, and probably India is getting to know more about, pool births, underwater deliveries. So that is something, if you can just tell us in a couple of minutes on what is that trend and how long do you think it's going to take for India and Bangalore in particular?
Just to brief myself, I was not in Bangalore when this fills a gap, bridges a gap between Western and Eastern, the advanced world, to the developing country, I suppose. Okay, but still, first of all, I'd like to thank God for this nature gift. The pain which the woman undergoes during the labor. This is the biggest, the summit which nobody can bear. Only one who gives the nature's birth, they will be knowing what the pain is. That is the discomfort which differs from person to person. So, now we are in a tense of innovations, where we like to see the change, where everyone likes to have a comfort. So now we have come a step ahead to alleviate this pain. This could be now in current practice, where we give some analgesics and TENS. I don't know whether you people know, that is the transcutaneous electric nerve stimulation, but please remember that there can be no substitution, and you may have little discomfort, and in the final stages still you have to bear when you have to push. Okay, fine. Now the practices which is not going in India is actually the pool birth, that is the underwater birth, where there is a separate pool, which I have seen in Singapore and even in UK, where the practices, where it started as early as 1970 and it picked up its momentum in 1984. And for example, there are about 270 birth centers in UK, and in that round about 60% have this pool births, and in about 20 to 30% have multiple pool births. And for this especially, we need a expertise and a trained personnel and a maintenance person. But this can to a certain extent, it cannot stop, but it gives a relaxation, So what is the technique? When the mother experiences real pain, when she is in the active phase, round about 3 centimeter, we allow them to go to the pool and we tell them to relax. That is not a cold water, that is just about a temperature around about 37. They can maintain as much as they need, anywhere between 32, 34, 35 to their Yes, and then we allow them, and there will be, especially we monitor labor with anesthesia, as people know, and there is a specialized device where we fit in and we can monitor the baby. If the mother or the baby is in any jeopardy, we bring them out of the pool and then we continue. There are specialized midwives who is trained in it, and we take care of it. And especially, I want to just highlight in few sentences the pros and cons of it. But we have, though,
can we come to that in the next round, Dr. Bharti? Because that's something, in fact, which is...
And now, apart from this, there is even painless labor, which I tell you that epidural analgesia, which we can tell about later.
Well, painless labor, who doesn't want that? Especially all the women who are waiting motherhood either freshly or the second time or more around. Painless labor is like one of those, nectar. Is that possible? Is there something called painless labor? We should find out in the next round to come. But meanwhile, let me invite Dr. Gayatri Karthik, HOD, Chief Obstetrician at Manipal Hospitals. And Dr. Gayatri, please do tell us about what are the trends, in the sense, the mother of, let's say, 2013, in your experience, how different is she? What are her expectations? What are her family's aspirations? How different is she from, let's say, a 2003 or a 1993 new mother?
First of all, thanks for inviting me. Great pleasure to interact with you. The mother of 2013 is a very, very well-informed mother. She has Dr. Google at her fingertips. Most of them are very well educated, and they are fully aware of what is available, what is not, and they have an eagerness to know more about their pregnancy, what are the options, how to go about it. So we have very, very well-informed mothers. So it makes us even more, there's a necessity for us to be more updated in our recent advances.
So has that made the modern day gynecologist and obstetrician's job that much more challenging?
That much more challenging, yes.
Okay.
That's what makes our life more interesting.
So you're hiding your pain well, rather.
There's absolutely no pain. It's a joy.
It is a joy, and of course a lot of people want to take that advice from you. Well, I would now like to invite a fellow colleague from the media network that I am also a part of, called the Network of Women in Media India. I'm very proud that Anindita Sengupta is somebody who's been reporting, and quite well, on maternal health issues from a very different region. I think about rural healthcare in particular, Anindita. So I'm going to ask you to give us a glimpse of a mother in, let's say, Gadchiroli in Maharashtra, which we know is a Maoist region, and in the sense a very, very challenging place. There are lots of Adivasis there. The situations for a mother, a mother is a mother wherever she is, whichever country or domain. But here is somebody who does not have access to healthcare, or not much at least. You're somebody who's seen it firsthand. Just take us through that journey.
Hello. Very interesting question, Vasanti, and quite, I think, like, we'll be stepping into a different world when we talk about that, because when I was in Gadchiroli, there's a couple called Dr. Abhay and Rani Bang who run a hospital there for the Adivasis called Search. And he recounted this incident where there was a woman who, this is not maternal health strictly, it's actually about infant health, newborn health, but there was a woman who had just given birth and the baby got sick, and she wanted to bring the baby to the doctor. But firstly, she had to walk miles to get to the nearest hospital, and so she and her husband started the trek, and through the hot sun and all of that, with the newborn baby who was, I think, ill with diarrhea, and they walked and all of that, and then they got to this place where there was a river, and the bridge had not been built. Apparently it had been under construction for a while, but with the usual bribes and contractors delaying and all of that, that bridge had never got built. So they got further delayed over there, and they had to take a longer route around, and finally they arrived at Dr. Bang's room in the middle of the night, and what he described was they came in and they put the baby on his bed, and in front of his eyes, it was too late. The baby died, within a few minutes. And this was despite this woman and her husband, making the effort to walk miles, to, walk in the sun, to get their child to healthcare. But sometimes even when healthcare is available, it's lack of a lot of other infrastructural elements that prevent maternal health or prevent infant health facilities from reaching people.
Anantita, thanks so much for sharing that. In fact, as we progress, I'm going to ask about, so what issues do you think that people who are removed from those dire circumstances, do women in cities, urban areas, those who have better access as well face? But now back to you, Dr. Jyotsna Madan. I mean, you are somebody who sees patients